Hi everyone, developers, builders, and innovators from all around the world. Welcome to DevCon, our second virtual developer conference. I'm thrilled to be here today as Algolia's CEO and delighted even to witness this gathering of the best and brightest in our tech industry. DevCon marks a pivotal moment in our journey where we celebrate the power of collaboration, innovation, and the boundless possibilities of technology. We're here today to deep dive into the tech, to challenge existing boundaries, and to forge new paths that will shape the future of the search and discovery industry. In the past year, we've seen amazing leaps forward in the application of artificial intelligence. And, we needn't tell anybody on this call, with the advent of ChatGPT at the end of last year, the amount of new emerging applications that people are creating with generative AI is just amazing as we try to figure out how we harness artificial intelligence in pretty much everything that we do these days. And we here at Algolia, we didn't sit idly by either. After the acquisition of Search.io, we worked hard behind the scenes to build and launch the next generation of AI-powered search and discovery. On May 2nd, I'm very proud to say that we unveiled Algolia Neural Search. Today, our ever-evolving search platform uniquely handles both keyword and vector search in one product, one API, and it uses AI in query understanding, in retrieval, and in ranking. So in essence, we are truly end-to-end AI. And we apply it to every single query. I think that's a really big takeaway point that we'd love you to sort of walk away from this with too. Because nobody else in the industry does it. And nobody else does it at 5 nines of availability, which is, when you think about it, 78 seconds of downtime a quarter. Yes, let me just repeat that. 78 seconds of downtime a quarter. So you'll see the experience and the full power of Algolia Neural Search here at DevCon today. So in today's rapidly evolving online world that we all live in these days, it's developers like you and us that are really the true architects of change. You're the builders who transform abstract concepts into tangible solutions that improve lives, create efficiencies, and connect us in profound ways. Your code, your creations, have the power to revolutionize industries, disrupt the status quo, and spark transformative experiences for people across the globe. You are the builders that make people's lives better. At this conference, we're united. We're united by a common passion, the relentless pursuit of innovation. Today, you'll have the opportunity to expand your horizons, to learn from our subject matter experts, and to engage with like-minded individuals in our developer community, and to discover the latest advancements from Algolia that are shaping our collective future. We've curated a rich program of presentations and technical workshops and interactive sessions that we hope will inspire you and challenge you, as well as equip you with the knowledge and tools necessary to tackle the complex problems of search and discovery. From artificial intelligence and query categorization to image search and vector hashing, from conversational AI, conversational commerce, to seamless connectivity with major platforms like major e-commerce platforms, for example, amongst others. And our agenda is brimming with topics that reflect the cutting-edge trends and emerging technologies that will define the next chapter of our industry. Significantly, we are harnessing the power of AI and making it available to you, part of that democratization. And you won't have to train the models. That's kind of what I mean by the democratization of it. I know that's, a little bit like magic, and that's because we train on multiple LLMs. However, this conference is not just about learning or about the technology. It's also about fostering a community of forward thinking individuals who share a common purpose. It's about building lasting connections, sparking collaborations, empowering each of you to scale new heights. Throughout the conference, I encourage you to engage with your peers, ask us questions, share your insights, and embark upon a collective journey of growth and learning. As we embark on this virtual experience here for the next few hours together, including a local meetup in our Paris office where I am at the moment, I want you to remember that the true magic lies in your hands. Your passion, your ideas, your commitment to pushing the boundaries of what is possible are the driving forces behind our collective success. So let's embrace the power of this moment. Let's celebrate in the spirit of collaboration, innovation, and continuous learning. Let's unlock those new possibilities and embrace the challenges that lie ahead and that the technology opens the door to. And together we truly can create and shape a brighter future. More than I think at any other point in our history in the search sphere. So thank you for being part of this virtual developer conference. I'm excited to see the incredible ideas that will emerge, and I'm confident that our collective efforts will propel us towards a class of endless innovation. Alrighty, welcome to DevCon, and let it begin.
Indeed, AI is everywhere. Thank you, Bernadette. Hello, everyone. My name is Bharat, and I'm the Chief Product Officer at Algolia and your host today. Welcome to Algolia Developer Conference 2023. We are thrilled that you have joined us, and over the next 2 days of action packed updates, learning sessions, and community building, we hope that you're going to have a really enjoyable time. We have a lot of exciting things to talk about, and even more exciting things that I want to announce today. At Algolia, our vision, mission, and purpose is powering discovery. We wake up every morning and obsess over how we can help our customers put their data into motion so it is discoverable across all use cases and segments. This is a never ending problem and journey, and that's what makes it both challenging and rewarding for our customers and for us. I want to start with a quick look by numbers of how Algolia has helped our customers power discovery. We process over 1.75 trillion searches per year, and this number is only growing dramatically. That translates to over 35 billion searches per week. At our scale, that means 1 in 6 internet users are touched by Algolia through one of our customers. We have more than 5 million developers who have used Algolia in some way, shape, or form. And we have more than 17,000 actual customers who are in production. We return results in milliseconds, which is speed at scale that is unmatched anywhere. In 2022, we had 119 customer and scale related releases to make the search and discovery experience even more magical. Operationally, we maintain 5 nines of availability so you don't experience downtime. We even have customers who use the Algolia index as a simple key value store because of its reliability. Last Black Friday, we hit over 120,000 queries per second, and not a single one of our engineers was paged because of scaling challenges or incidents. We understand what scale means, and we understand what speed means at Algolia. We recently celebrated our 10-year anniversary, and we are extremely thankful for every single customer who has trusted us with their search and discovery needs. Thank you very much. And we're just getting started. I couldn't be more proud to have shared some of those numbers with all of you. Now, before I get into the actual product announcements section, I want to start by giving a shout out to our community. Both our official Algolia ambassadors from all around the globe and our developer community who have built great search experiences. We wouldn't be here without any of you, so thank you for your support all these years. Please don't miss Jakub's fantastic talk later today about how Nuxt.js built blazing fast search with Algolia. I also want to talk about two of our developer customers. The first is Resend, which is a new API for developers to send emails. We power all of their documentation. The second is Built at Lightspeed, which is a browsable catalog of thousands of themes and UIs to skin your Jamstack websites. Okay, let's get to the main section. So I want to start by, talking about the ways we've made developer lives easier over the last year. Then we'll talk about all of our new innovations, and then we'll wrap it up. So we really care about making your lives as developers easier. We know what it means to build applications in all its moving pieces, and we want to make our part, search and discovery, as straightforward as possible. The first step in making it easier for all of you was to bump up our free plan, now called the Build Plan. It gives you 1 million records for free compared to the 10,000 before. It has no time limit, and our goal is to make a free plan so interesting that there is no side project or startup idea that you couldn't build with it. Last year, we released the Algolia command line interface, and the response to it has been phenomenal. More than 700 applications have been using it to configure their indices, create snapshots, and load backups directly from the terminal or in CI scripts. We've been using it extensively internally as well, and we all like it so much that we've been working on a web command line interface version. Speaking of which, we'll be unveiling this web command line interface version in the next iteration of our documentation. We'll be releasing a new beta version of our documentation very soon. Same content, but improved UX and DX thanks to interactive code snippets and a dark mode, to name a few. To know more about all the developer experience considerations that came into the new version of the doc, don't miss Khalid and Loic's talk later. On this new iteration of the docs, we decided to move away from our custom search implementation. Instead, we'll now follow a eat your own doc food approach and use DocSearch for our own docs. The size of our documentation is massive, and as we deeply care about the ease of use, the developer experience, and the user experience, we have used our own documentation as a playground in the past to try out new search patterns and user experience. Today, all those learnings have been included into DocSearch v3, so there is no longer any reason to continue with a custom implementation. Now, any improvement we make for ourselves will also benefit you. As developers ourselves, we understand the pain of writing, plumbing, and orchestration and scaffolding code. We want you to focus on writing the code that counts for your application and let us handle the boring parts. So, we introduced our no code platform that we call connectors. You can easily plug your Algolia index on the receiving end of external JSON APIs and have it automatically update when new content is added, edited, or removed. We take care of all the plumbing of synchronization for you, so it is easier than ever to add Algolia search on top of your existing API. Since our last developer conference, we have added direct support for Commerce Tools APIs, and we have big things coming up, the release of our BigQuery connector and our BigCommerce connectors. As I said earlier, we want you to write the code that counts. We use the same logic when updating our instant search front-end library. We removed all the boilerplate required to pass our insights events and distilled it down into a simple insights is true Boolean flag. This is disabled by default because we're privacy conscious, but you as a developer can now enable event sending with a flip of a Boolean. Don't miss out Haron's talk where he'll dive deeper into all the complex developer questions that led to this very seemingly simple change. You'll be surprised by how many considerations we had to take into account. We really wanted to make this actioning events easy for you because events are critical in this new AI world. Inside events are signal in all the noise. They tell our underlying models what actions are performed by your users, and they're used to train models on your specific data and user behavior. This in turn produces better informed search results, which creates a virtuous cycle of more qualitative events being sent. None of that is possible without the initial sending of events because events are the electricity that powers AI. Events that are specific to your data and your users is what powers the amazing set of innovations that we are building. So, that was a very quick reel of how we're making your lives as developers and builders easier. I hope that you all appreciate that and are able to take advantage of all of these tools. I now want to talk about all the exciting stuff that I promised at the start of the keynote that we want to talk about and announce today. So let's get into it. I want to start with DocSearch. When we built DocSearch in 2016, our conviction was that every open source documentation deserved a great search experience. As developers, we spend a lot of time in open source documentation looking for relevant information. As a company, we knew that we wouldn't be where we were if it were not for open source. Building DocSearch and giving it away for free was our way to give back to the community. Reception from the developer community has been huge. DocSearch now helps you find relevant information in more than 7,500 projects, including some of the most popular on the internet like React, Laravel, or Nuxt. Our whole DocSearch infrastructure handles 1.6 billion search requests per year for you for free. We want to extend the power of DocSearch to beyond just open source documentation. We want every piece of technical knowledge to be powered with the DocSearch. This means your technical blog, your wikis, and even documentation for your closed source software or your SaaS company. As long as it helps share written technical knowledge, we want to help your users find relevant information for free. So I'm very excited to announce that today we are inviting all of you to join the program and apply to have DocSearch power your technical content. If we rejected your application in the past because your project was not open source, now is your time to apply again. We'll crawl your website and send you all the relevant JavaScript snippets under 48 hours. Next, I want to talk about Neural Search, the world's first end to end AI powered hybrid search engine, which we made available a month ago. The quantum leap in generative AI and the consumerization of ChatGPT at the end of 2022 changed everything in terms of consumer expectations. Companies are now in an existential race to become AI powered and meet the new expectations of their customers to be truly understood. We are uniquely addressing that demand by bringing together the best aspects of our world's fastest and most accurate keyword search and our newest vector search engine. Keyword search is still important. It is silly to match with vectors when you know exactly what you're looking for and the match is available. At the same time, it is important to return matching concepts. We do this hybrid evaluation in real time on every single query and return the most relevant results, merge between our keyword results and our vector results, and this is unmatched in speed and accuracy. I'd like to deconstruct search into three very simple steps. Every search query goes through three stages from the moment you start typing at the bottom to the moment the results are presented to you at the top. So the first is query understanding. The first time a search engine sees a query, i.e., when you type something into a search bar, it is parsing it using a variety of techniques and AI techniques like natural language understanding or entity extraction. And at this point, the search engine has not even started to retrieve any results. At this point, the engine is preparing the query to be sent in for evaluation. Now, once the engine is fed with the prepared query, it retrieves and returns a set of results that it determines to have the highest recall and precision. Basically, a relevant set of results that are ordered in the most desirable way. After the results are retrieved, additional ordering can be done through a re ranking step where signals like AI personalization or some other algorithm like a learn to rank algorithm can change the order for highest desirability. Now, up till now, the retrieval segment, the middle segment, never really had any tangible AI techniques applied to it, as it was extremely hard to do so. So, for decades, everyone innovated around the edges of understanding and re ranking and applied AI techniques there. Algolia did the same too, until today. For the first time, neural search is able to apply the full force of AI by applying vectorization and our own neural hashing to any inverted index. Some cynics have dismissed neural hashing as locality sensitive hashing, which has a lot of drawbacks when it comes to performance and accuracy. We actually agree with those drawbacks. I'm also here to tell you that's not what we do. Recall the scale and speed numbers we operate at: 5 nines of reliability, millisecond response times, 120,000 query per second, and unmatched accuracy. We maintain that performance and we have actually improved the accuracy ahead of that. As a result, today we are the only search company who applies AI to every single step of the search query till the results. And to prove it, here are some real numbers from real customers in production workloads. All of our customers that went through the private beta saw impressive results. All of them had a massive jump in conversion ranging from 5% to a whopping 22%. This was due to the improvement on click-through rates, as high as 11%, and the huge impact neural search has on finding results even if no keyword matches come up. This drastically reduced the no results page by up to 70%. These are numbers that are not typically heard of. People are usually operating in the low single digits, if that, when they talk about massive improvements. Here we're talking about high double digit numbers. And so for the first time, we are seeing the power of neural search in production. That global fashion brand that you see there, it's actually a true global fashion brand, but we can't actually reveal the name because it's under NDA. But I can assure you that it is a globally known and well beloved fashion brand. So I'm very excited about neural search. And now let us actually see neural search in action. I'm going to hand you over to Dustin Coates, our principal product manager in our AI search organization, who is going to do a demo and talk about the next set of innovations that we're announcing today. Over to you, Dustin.
Hey everyone, Neural Search combines Algolia's full text keyword search engine with vector understanding into a single API. This provides the best relevance on both head queries as well as the long tail, all informed by user behavior. We can see this in action. Let's start off by searching for something that would reasonably be a popular query, and so one that we could target and optimize for. Maybe we want an organizer. These results are looking great for keyword search. Let's now go even deeper. We instead want, say, an organizer for toys. We have a few results, but might there be even more? Now, when we search in neural search, we are matching based on concept as well as on keyword. And so now we're returning all of the results that are relevant without any synonyms added at all. While we're very happy with neural search, we haven't stopped working to make it even better. The first thing we want to show you is called adaptive correction. Adaptive correction allows you to influence the language model that powers neural search using your expertise of your business. For example, if we were to search for something like living room, there are some results here that really are ideal for when someone searches living room. The way that we might influence this in the past is we would create rules and we would pin results up at the top, but it really only influenced that single query and for those records that we choose. With adaptive correction, however, you can tell the model this is a good result, and it will understand that and it will feed it back into its understanding so that the results change overall, not just for that single record. Let's see what it looks like for this query. Now, when I search for living room, I'm probably looking for something like this sofa right here, or maybe this sofa, and let's say this sofa as well. And let's go ahead and validate that adaptive correction. And what we'll see is that now we're seeing a lot more sofas appear in those first results. The language model has learned that for us, when we search for living room, and of course we're the experts here, that sofas are what should be showing higher up. Again, we're not just pinning the results, we're actually influencing the model that works underneath. This is incredibly powerful because you now get to marry the intelligence of those language models with your expertise of your business. Adaptive correction isn't the only intelligent ranking improvement we're working on. We're also happy to show you Fusion Ranking. Fusion Ranking is the first of what we call the ranking stack. It is a central hub for all the signals that matter to come together and make the perfect search ranking. There are two important pieces to Fusion Ranking. First is that with recent advancements in AI and data, there is increasingly more information that you have that should be shaping your search relevance. You might start off with straightforward keyword and vector relevance mixed, such as what we have in neural search. Then you want to mix in your business metrics as well as personalization and popularity via dynamic re-ranking. All of these signals provide vital information on search relevance, and it's just the start. Fusion ranking is the ranking stack, and that means in the future it will expand to take in even more of your signals and apply it to search results to improve ranking. How we are building Fusion Ranking makes it a true ranking platform. We are introducing a framework that accepts any new signals and folds them into the ranking in a seamless manner. You may start off with vector, keyword, and popularity signals, and then expand to include learning to rank or even bring your own re ranking model. The second important piece of Fusion Ranking is that we know that it is not easy to know which signal is the most impactful. There's just too much data for us to control ourselves, but this is a perfect task for AI. Inside Fusion Ranking, the AI learns each signal's influence on clicks and conversions and overall search success. It then optimizes those different signals and gives more weight to those that have the biggest impact. And it learns over time. So as user behavior changes, the influence of different signals might change. Through AI driven Fusion Ranking, you can be sure that you're getting the ideal search relevance and it will grow with you. And the final thing we want to announce today is our new multi language support. Starting today, we support 50 languages for neural search out of the box. And for those of you who have indexes that bridge multiple languages, like many of our Canadian friends, we are excited to say that neural search supports multiple languages at the same time. Multi-language neural search is available today, while Fusion Ranking and Adaptive Correction will be available later this year. To receive a notification when you can start using them, sign up for our mailing list.
Thank you, Dustin. I cannot be more excited for our new re-ranking framework that allows for any learning to rank model to be plugged in and uses AI to arbitrate the different signals. I also love that we're allowing for reinforcement learning through human feedback, which we call adaptive correction. And the fact that our LLM models now support over 50 plus languages means that you get out of the box support anywhere in the world at the speed, scale, and accuracy of Algolia. I'm happy to announce that we have opened up our waitlist to self service with the goal to go fully open later this year. When you log into your Algolia dashboard, or if you're signing up for the first time, you will get the option to join our waitlist to get early access. Please take advantage of this, and we cannot wait to see you use neural search. Let us keep going because we have more announcements. ChatGPT opened up the possibilities for workloads that we never imagined before. It also brought back to life the world of chatbots and conversations. Chatbots are not new, but their experience has been subpar at best. Now, with the power of LLMs applied to your data, you can provide a relevant conversational AI interface that is actually engaging and helpful. But Slapping a chatbot on your application is not enough. The UX is critical, and in this age of generative AI, the race is on for who will provide the best integrated UX. So let's see it in action. I'd like to introduce Ayush Iyer, who our Director of User Experience, who's going to introduce Algolia's conversational AI framework. Over to you, Ayush.
Thanks, Bharat, and hello, everyone. My name is Ayush, and I'm so excited to talk to you today. Our team has been diving deep into understanding how AI can impact search and discovery experiences. Our first area of focus has been the shopping experience. We're curious about how AI helps, what you are excited about, and importantly, what your users really need. We've also done a deep dive on many AI powered chatbots in the market to understand how they are performing. And with all of this, we've collected our key insights into this highly scientific slide. Many AI powered chatbots promise the world, oh, you'll be able to communicate with customers in path breaking ways, they say. And yet, they have so little context on what your users are doing. To these bots, it doesn't matter if your user has spent 10 seconds or 10 minutes browsing your website. They just ask, rather unemotionally, what can I help you with? Also, have you noticed how chatbots require you to type to be useful? I mean, it's great in many circumstances, but we do believe that the power of generative AI should be in so much more than typing a message to expect a response. I mean, why can't we converse with AI just like we search and browse a website? It was very clear here that there had to be a better way. So we talked to our customers to see if they felt the same pains. And resoundingly, they did. Our customers want AI that's truly conversational, but not just in a little chat bubble. They want AI generated responses, but only those that truly understand user behavior so that they can respond with empathy and care. And our customers definitely know that the shopping experience is vast and complex. They want AI that can be applied across the customer journey. With these learnings, we've been hard at work to build something new and are delighted to announce Algolia's generative AI e commerce framework, giving you the power to add the magic and delight of AI in your shopping experiences. So, what's in this framework? Well, Algolia's generative AI e commerce framework comes with a new set of UI libraries that rapidly integrate generative AI into your shopping experiences. It uses LLMs instructed and tuned by your own Algolia app's data and events. As a framework, it's composable by design, which means that you, as a developer, can unleash your creativity and inject delight and solve for challenges across your shopping experience. And while it is a great creative sandbox, it'll also come with patterns and examples that allow you to quick start your generative AI experiences. So I'm sure at this point you're wondering, that sounds great, but what can I build with it? Every e commerce journey is different. And we believe that with this framework, you can add the power of generative AI across many spaces across this journey. This framework comes with two key concepts that allow you to start an AI session or receive an incoming message. And together, they can be used in some really powerful and creative ways. For example, you can use this framework to create a generative AI powered guide that loads for search keywords. This makes it easy for customers to discover vast categories. So the next time your user searches for home theaters or surfing gear, you can give them a guide that gets them on the right track. You can also use this framework to refine and improve your users' searches. For example, if your user searches for something that might be a little vague, such as baking appliances, generative AI can ask helpful questions via query refinements that can make the search more specific by asking things such as, what's the size of the appliance you're looking for? Or do you have a specific color? Or what are you looking to bake out of it? And finally, I'm sure you're wondering, can it build chatbots? And it sure can. With this framework, you can message your customers in intuitive ways that truly recognize their behavior and needs. For example, are you noticing a theme of customers browsing your app and making searches but not finding what you need? Well, with this framework, you can program a chatbot that identifies these users and sends them a helpful message directly. And really, that's just the tip of the iceberg. With so little time today, it's hard to talk about all the things we can build with this framework. But that's why we have a treat for you. Later today, our very own Sarah Dayan will be giving you a demo of the framework in action. You'll be among the first to see the future of generative AI in e-commerce apps. We're so excited to show you what we've been up to. And looking ahead, we can't wait to give this framework to every developer. Let's make some AI magic. Thanks for listening, and back to you, Bharat.
Thank you, Ayush. Please make sure to drop into our principal engineer Sarah Diane's talk for a full demo and instructions to sign up to get access to our conversational AI framework. Okay, folks, we are coming to the end. But before we wrap up, I do have one last announcement to make. There are emerging LLM stacks for LLM native applications that are forming every day. You can see on the screen there are innumerable ones popping up, and more will keep coming up. However, one thing is very, very clear. We need a way to store vectors, which are the output of a large language model. And the answer today to that are standalone vector databases. Existing databases like MySQL or Postgres have very poor support for vector representations, which are basically very large floating point numbers. They're also not equipped to traverse the vectors like how you would in a SQL database that has rows and columns. Vector databases, on the other hand, are optimized for storing high dimensional vectors in a graph like structure that makes it easy to retrieve them when presented with a query. They then use AI algorithms like approximate nearest neighbor to find vectors that are close together in concept and return those results when a query is passed. But vector databases don't scale well. At production workloads, they are prohibitively expensive. There is a joke on Twitter that I read that vector databases are great till you get your first bill. Next, they're terrible at handling CRUD operations. So if you have data or content that is changing, vector databases become very slow. Vector databases were built to do one thing, to store vectors, which means they will never become a primary data store as they cannot handle typical transactional database needs with ACID-like properties. All of that means you have yet another data store you need to maintain and manage in your stack. This requires duplication and synchronization, which means more operational overhead. Here is a super simple representation of how a vector database might fit into your stack. As you can see, you now need to introduce new services to manage the vector database and operationalize it, which all leads to more complexity in your application. So, what if your current database could already do vector search? Today, I am extremely excited to announce Algolia's Neural Inference service. This will enable any data store to have vector search natively inside it. It is built on Algolia's neural hashing technology, and it will enable fast vector search in MySQL, in Postgres, in SQLite, and many, many more. Use the data store, the query language, and the logic you already use without having to shift your data to a vector database, duplicate your data somewhere else, and manage it somewhere else. Enough of the talk. I'm going to pass you over to Hamish Ogilvy, our VP of AI, who's going to do a live demo of vectorizing and querying a traditional database. Over to you, Hamish.
Thank you, Bharat. Hamish here to talk to you about doing AI search from within your existing database. So that's not requiring a new database, but actually doing it from within whatever you're using today. So this example is using SQLite, but in the session later on, we're going to run you through how you can use Algolia's neural hashes to make any database or data store vector search capable. So jumping into the SQLite database here, just want to show you we have one table in here called products. So you can see here you've got a products table. You can come in and see how many products are in here. There's about 21,000 products. So no neural hashes or anything in here at the moment. But what we're going to do is we're going to go and add them. So I have a script here. This script basically is going to take the database. It's going to look at the products table and it's going to index it. And it's going to do that using the Algolia inference API, which basically means it's going to send the text for the fields, and the API is going to give back hashes, which are then going to be inserted into the database. So in this case, it's using these fields from the record as well. And we'll go more into that later. But basically, I hit the button here, and now this script is running in the background. So if we want to see how it's progressing, I can jump in to the log here and watch it running. So you can see it's adding about 100 a second or so. And this will actually speed up over time as it auto scales as well. But I'll quit that for now and come back into the database. And so interesting thing here, if I was to look at the schema now, you'll see that along with the original products table, we have two additional tables, and these have been added to create the neural hash indexes, which is what enables you to run AI search in your database. So that's pretty cool. And you can actually see the progress by checking how many things have been indexed within the table so far. So if I run that again, you'll see there's about 3,500 have been added now of the 20,000 that are in this set. So I'm going to add an extension here because SQLite doesn't support the bit count function natively. So we add an extension in to do that. Other databases do. So this is not something that you need to do everywhere. But for SQLite, you do. And then so now what we're going to do is we're going to run a query. This query is coffee machine espresso with the milk thing here, which is a bit of an odd query. But the purpose of doing this, and boom, we have results. Purpose of doing this is to actually show that you can use a textual style query that would not work well with a keyword style search, but you're going to be able to get good results from the database using that. And other thing to note here, that ran in 5 milliseconds. And this data set's too small to actually see performance because each query has an overhead in SQLite, but you'd probably find that actually took like a few microseconds to run. It's very fast. In this case, though, looking at the query, we can take a look and see what it's actually doing. We are taking the hash here and we're comparing it against all of the hashes in the product hashes table. We're going to pick the ones with a score greater than 0.6, order by the score, limit by the top 10, and then we're going to join it onto the products table to return the results. And even though we haven't finished hashing this table, you can see here that these results are indeed coffee machines, and there's a couple here that even have the milk. You can tell they have like Arachina milk device. So we can run that query again, and you'll probably find that results will have updated and they're slightly different now. And that's because in the background, we've actually added more hashes to each of the products. And so come in here and check. We've now done 13,437, 13,700. So you can see this in, a minute or so, you've been able to take the Algolia inference API and turn your entire product catalog into AI searchable within SQLite. Pretty cool concept. I'm really looking forward to showing more of this in the session later, but it's back to you for now, Bharat. Thank you.
Thank you, Hamish. We are extremely excited to announce Algolia's neural inference service, and we're opening it up to you for early access. You're hearing this for the first time at Algolia's developer conference. Please sign up and we will be in touch with you and how you can try it. You were using Algolia for search in the pre-AI world? Get ready for us to be a part of the AI stack of the future. I want to thank you all for being here. You've known and loved Algolia for years. You've praised us for our speed, relevancy, and great developer experience. We know we're a part of many developers' tool belts when they need to add search to their applications. We are also aware that AI is finally here and we're making it accessible to everyone. A new era of build possibilities is opening up. I wish you a very pleasant developer conference. Would love for you to dig into more topics that I only scratched upon, and we will see you in September at DevBit. Thank you, everyone.